Hello everybody, my name is Alberto and I'm currently developing a turn-based strategy game. During the last month, I've been working towards a demo release in Steam. The plan is to make available the local multiplayer mode with a couple of game modalities. This will include the skirmish mode against other players or artificial intelligence and most likely a sort of King of the Hill modality. While the game has a fully playable multiplayer online mode, this won't be included in the demo release, or if it is included, it will be with a very limited capacity. Let's then have a look to the game updates that I've been working on during the last month. I've been mostly focused on enhancing the user interaction experience, which has come with a big redesign of the in-game UI. If we look at the persisting UI on the top part of the screen, we've mainly simplified the design, we've added new icons, and we changed the style of the elements. Most of the in-game panels, like the purchases and deployments of units, has now disappeared, and now all these actions are performed through this dynamic menu which appears when you click on a hexagon. Whenever you click on a hexagon, the available actions for this particular hexagon will appear in form of these buttons. You can then easily navigate through these different actions by clicking on the buttons and unfolding the different options. In general, this makes the user interaction much easier and faster than opening big panels. Besides, some of the most common actions like changing the formation of your group will always appear whenever you click on a hexagon that has a units group on there. You can quickly swap between one formation and the other by clicking on these buttons on the left side. We've also redesigned the terrain details panel that appears whenever you hover on a hexagon with more appealing icons for the user. Besides, we have redesigned completely the units group panel, which appears whenever you click on a hexagon where there is a units group of yours. This panel is now much more visual and contains all the information you need to know about this group regarding the units, the different attacks, the different statistics, and also upgrades and downgrades that apply to this group. At the beginning, I've mentioned that there was still one core mechanic missing on the game. This is the building mechanic. As you may have noticed, there is the option of building in this in-game menu. You can build both during the deployment phase and during the match phase. There are four different types of buildings, one which gives you permanent upgrades to your units, another one which gives you non-permanent support upgrades to specific groups, and two offensive buildings, one of them that can cast powerful attacks to enemy groups and the other can incapacitate enemy groups. Both the support and offensive buildings has a range limitation and can be blocked by high terrains like mountains. Let's have a look how the buildings mechanic integrate with the other game mechanics. Now, conquering neutral bases expand your owned area, meaning that you can build in these hexagons. However, some restrictions and limitations has been added to make this more interesting. Conquering neutral bases now is not immediate, but take one whole turn of the enemy. If you have buildings on a territory which has been conquered by another player, you cannot use these buildings. Buildings has a cost associated, as well as the actions you perform with them. Besides, the buildings can only perform one action per turn. In general, the buildings mechanic adds an extra dimension to the game. During the deployment phase, the decision comes down to do you want to have more units group or to start with more buildings than the other players. While during the match phase, you cannot deploy any more groups, but you can keep building. Therefore, having a better economy than the other players will give you an advantage in this sense. Now, improving your economy is mainly done by conquering more neutral bases and in general having a larger control of the map than the other players. And this is basically done with units groups. And this brings me to the last update of the game, which has been on the units. On the one hand, we've upgraded the visuals of all the units and made new icons, and on the other side, we've adjusted all the statistics to make this whole experience much more interesting and to integrate with the new feature of the buildings. And that's all for this past month. In the coming month, the idea is to focus on the visuals of the gameplay, making it much more appealing and fun to play for the players. Besides, it is time to start the Steam page for this game, so I hope that will be soon live. If you like what you're watching, please subscribe to the channel, that helps me a lot, and please leave any comment. I'm really happy to hear what are your thoughts about the current direction of the game. See you next time.